Hey, good afternoon, party people. Good afternoon. Happy belated Easter. All right, recapping the markets today. Hope everyone went to church yesterday. Happy Easter again. I had a little bit too much candy. So SPY digestion day today. SPY down 0.2%. Nasdaq up 0.2. Opposite day there. IWM down about 1%. We'll see why. And then VIX higher. You saw dollar VIX up about 4%. I saw VXX up about 1%. VXX has been our perennial, loser. We've been seeing a perpetual shorts in that, but today got a little bit of a jump. We'll see what's going on. Let me share my screen. We'll go through charts. No bias, just facts, just stuff that happened today. All right. Let's do a little screen share. Wearing my Matrix hoodie today. Crazy. The movie came out 25 years ago this weekend. We're old, and now we got like humanoids coming out in a year or two. Crazy. Get busy living, get busy dying, I guess. All right. Let me pop this thing open to recap the day. Why can't I find it? Aha. I know this probably isn't super fun to watch, but it's the truth. All right. So today, all about bonds. TLT was down 2%. That is a 3 standard deviation move. There was PCE numbers on Friday, some more numbers today, but long bonds, longer duration, with a magnificent move lower today was really the whole talk of the market. Rates higher. A lot of people thinking higher for longer. Are we going to get those 3 cuts? End of the year, does the market need them? Do small caps need them? A lot of questions about that, but we're less than 1% away from new all-time highs. The rally side today was in China, uranium, and nat gas. And the lift in China and nat gas specifically were so much that the gains today erased the losses for the past week. So we'll get a closer look at that. All right, so you can see the screen there. So we will go through it. The up moves, like I said, were China, uranium, and nat gas. Agriculture, ETFs, so a lot of commodities in that, hit a new 52-week high. Gold hits a all-time high today. Digital gold, Bitcoin, we'll talk about it as well. I purchased today in 2 accounts, Bitcoin, so I am officially in and deeper. And then down moves, as I said, all about bonds. We'll look for these for trade setups, in addition to kind of recapping any trades that I did. And then we'll go over the top trades on the winning side and losing side for the past week. Okay, let's get to it. It's still on that window. Okay, not a problem. I'll get better with this shebang. Hi, Rocco's sleeping. He's on my lap here. All right, let's go to the charts dashboard. All right, so let me pull up my doc here. All right, so the first one we were looking at is A-share. All right, A-share, big move up today. That was the China ETF. And watching a little bit of the show before, if a one chart isn't too pretty on here. This one, it's good. All right, so A-share up 1.9%. So this got back, this 2% rally was more than what it lost in the past 5 days. In terms of setup, let me see here. In terms of something actionable, and again, I'll follow up because we did have actions and recaps on some of the moves we made. Yeah, I mean, the target for me on this would be to the upper Bollinger Band, and that would be 24.94. You could see it right there. But I'm not going to do that for 40 cents of upside. I need a little bit more juice for that. I think it's going to hit hard resistance there, which would coincide with the basically Thanksgiving highs. Welcome to live chat. Yeah, I know. You guys can ask questions if anyone's on here, but I don't think anyone yet. All right. So yeah, China. I know it's the belle of the ball today, but I'm not going to get involved on that. Uranium. Full disclosure, I am short uranium through a put spread. So priced out for a max loss. I will price it up here. Uranium, a huge rip today, second largest by standard deviation move, all the way to the upper band here, extended. I'm kind of feeling a little bit, sounds crazy, but good on my puts because I think it's hitting resistance here. Actually went above the upper Bollinger Band there. Yeah, I think it's done. The upper band, if you look, is actually like 30.40. I'm long about the 28 puts, I believe, strike for next week. So that might be a little bit too far gone. But as I said, commodities are catching all kinds of tailwinds here. That's really where the buying pressure has been. Yeah, nothing to do here. If anything, if you don't have a position, I would probably actually like the 28 half puts. If that's a listed strike right here, just a little bit of mean reversion, you get, I mean, that's pretty juicy move. This is a higher volatile asset though. Uranium moves crazily, but yeah, that's at the band. UNG, I have this marked on my sheet to roll puts when it happens. There was talk today on the financial media if this hit bottom officially. If this was the bottom, I think it's way too close to tell. I'm lining up ideally to short this, but I think this is a volatile asset and the commodities boom, as we said, is happening. I don't want to get in its face. As you can see here, up 5.5%. Don't want to mess with that right now. I will wait till this gets to about, ideally, resistance around 1720. I'm seeing that would be a great level. It's so hard to see the compression here, but I have another chart as well on a tighter time frame, 3 and 6 months look back. But yeah, I'm not going to act here. There's no fun in it for me here. All right, and then gold. I'm sorry, DBA. This is a basket of the commodities ETF, the Deutsche Bank Agriculture Fund Invesco ETF, trading by ticker DBA. New 52-week high today, so the momentum is strong with this one. Of course, oil also hit $84 a barrel today. In terms of action for here, if you want to chase momentum or mean reversion, just another thing. I don't love buying the breakouts. I do it if it fits the situation, but if I was on the sidelines waiting for a while. DBA, this is tough. It's overbought here, as you can see from the RSI. This thing's been bought since March 12th. Doesn't mean it's over. Really, when it broke over this resistance, this 22 half line, March 11th, how uncanny the coincidence when it became overbought. This way train. I'm not going to get involved right here, but I just don't think it goes that much lower than 22 half. But that's still quite a dip of more than 10% from $25. I would enter, excuse me, I had too many peeps. Weird sugary aftertaste. Too much info, I know, and not enough on the charts, I guess. Who makes peeps? Maybe we can look that up later. I don't know. But peeps made me, never mind, get crazy. Yeah, if this mean reverted, you got a little bit of a movement back to a 50-day moving average, for example, down to 2250, even 2350. But I'm not going to chase it here. This looks like it needs about 2 weeks. Let it level set and then see where it's trading. But I'm not going to engage here. Not right now. Again, when I do this, it's for trades I would do the next following day. And we had some of those to follow from Thursday's first video. All right, and then lastly, gold. A lot of people chasing this, I can tell. The institutions have been buying this since about Valentine's Day, I see on the chart here. You really saw a pickup in chicken money flow and institutional buyers, meaning aggressive buying on the close. Institutions have to get orders filled for clients, and it kind of goes one way and doesn't look back. Also, really nice when you broke these highs above 193 in the GLD, and now you're trading all-time highs, officially overbought. It's danced with overbought here, but it was only for a glimmer. Here you had a period of oversold in the fall, this last week of September, first week of October. I don't like it here. I would wait for a bit of mean reversion down to like 200 even here. I wouldn't chase it. I think the market's also, the S&P is a little bit toppy here at 523 SPY, or where are we here? 522 close. I don't see a ton of upside right now in the intermediate. I see people chasing commodities, as you can tell, has been the theme here. So I'm not going to engage in gold. Maybe if you were to get, like I said, a drop to 199 to 200, that's a 21-day exponential moving average. Lets you know not paying a crazy price and even gives a little bit of a premium for the short-term momentum. But I don't want to really engage here. Next. All right, so the things that were down today hard, I'll go to TLT. We're looking for setups all the time. We like to have uncorrelated setups. So today was actually a little bit of a tough one because on the downside, it was all just bonds related. So I'll go to TLT because that's the biggest, most liquid bond ETF. This one just looks dead money, kind of range bound from 98 going back to, the beginning of this year, and a low kind of where we sit today. Yeah, I don't like this. I was actually looking potentially at a trade of a TBT, which ran today. That was the inverse, essentially ETF, which is 2 times TLT move. It's a rates ETF essentially. I'm not going to play this. I do think TLT. It looks like we bottomed in October, which is the whole propulsion for this whole move in all cap classes. When you had a divergence here, lower low in price, you never got an RSI, huge divergence spotted by a technician as myself, and a springboard due to positioning all the way from 83 all the way to 100, a monstrous move in bonds and rates. And you've seen, some trash, some crap companies, long duration folks that weren't making any profits in the anywhere near term, and now they're becoming attractive buys again with this everything rally. So I don't like TLT, but this was really the move of today. I'll look at 3 other ones. They're going to be similar. Fallen is the iShares Fallen Angels Bond ETF, very similar. So you see TLT down 2.2. You're going to see this ETF down 1, pretty similar. It put in a new 52-week high, crazily, on Friday, and here you had a big move lower. This just looks like a mean reversion. This looks like a great chart. It looks like you're even getting a closer opportunity to buying. I would buy around 26.40. Like, you're very close to an entry here. This is low vol, though. Obviously, you can see this whole bar. Look at it, note on the side. This whole chart goes from 24 to 27, which is a little bit more than 10%. This is, a year worth of data. So don't expect, crazy ARC type returns, obviously, for this low vol fund. But yeah, I like this one. I'm not going to buy it because of most likely the lack of liquidity in the options. But this looks good from a buy side. Let's see what else. They're going to be similar. VCIT. This is the interim corporate bond Vanguard. This is going to be very close to the Fallen ETF. Some differences, though. As you can tell, this one peaked back 2 days after Christmas on the 27th. And it was after coming a just scorching, overbought period. Luka Doncic type prolific scoring return here. That's impressive. One-way train from that October low in bonds. This specific ETF went from 74 all the way to 81. Again, lower vol. I'm not going to do anything in here. Yeah, I like the other one better, FALN, for a buy if you want to park some cash in there. And then only one other one, because we already looked at TLT. This should be very similar. This is the long-term corporate bond, and you should see more metrics to TLT, and it is 1.9% down today. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, this thing might pop its head to 79, I think. Right around here. It's the upper Bollinger Band. It just dipped, unfortunately, today below its 21 exponential moving average, so you might experience a short-term loss of memory and appetite. No, you might experience short-term momentum loss, obviously, with the big move down today and the rates up. But yeah, I'm not going to execute anything on these trades, so not too juicy for me. All right, top 5 gainers the past 5 days. These are things that I did actually put on. So I bought this in 2 accounts today. So long in Bitcoin. I did BITO for the call spread options. I did in my prop trading account, and then I bought IBIT. Actually, IBIT with like retirement money and such. Yeah, this chart looks great. I think you're actually getting a nice entry here. This thing's never been a loser, never oversold since its inception of the ETF here on January 11th. The lowest chance you had to buy was January 23rd, and it's been up and away, strong performer. I don't think this trend in Bitcoin is done. So like I said, I bought that in 2 accounts. The reason why we're highlighting it here is it is the top best trade of the week. Either way, long or short, all the shorts, all the longs have been the big winners this week. So I bet the best gainer in the market, up 8.7% in the past 5 days. Very impressive. And I am in GDX. Let me see this one. I do these live. We look at this on the close. I prepare that document, going through all highs and lows and such, and then I'm actually, digesting and looking at the chart here. This is unfortunate. I would have loved an entry around 29.5 here. You see a lot of bunching and a lot of this black line here is the 200 period moving average. Important in a lower volatile, these are the gold miners. And as we said, investors are obsessed with stocks lately, and gold itself is hitting all-time high. So looks good. You got this this just slight resistance here. If it could take this out from July 18th, nice as well. But I'm not going to play in this. I'm a bit picky, as you can tell, and looks good, but I'm not going to interact there. XME is the metals and mining ETF, the third best performer of the past week. This is up 5%. So think about it, 5 days, 5%. This thing's doing 1% a day on average. I just think it's hit its target. I don't want to mess with this. December Christmas week highs of 61.80. It's just a touch under that here. I don't really want to get involved. It isn't an uptrend. I might give this about 2 weeks, see if I can get in closer to 58-ish through a call spread, but I'm not going to super engage in this here. All right. What else? Uranium. Like I said, I am short, hurting on this one, but we do have hopefully and thankfully more winners than losers. Uranium still kind of weak due to its peaking 2 months ago. It peaked 2 months ago today. It held in where it had to, though. As you can see here, a couple closes right here on the lower Bollinger Band. Here, look at that. Picture perfect almost. The low of the day is the lower Bollinger Band, and then up and away to the top band where we lie today. So tough one. Like I said, I'm sure I'm not going to roll this again and lose on it the next time. But I do think it's hit its target. The upper Bollinger Band is around 30.40 on another chart I have with a different time frame. So I don't think it does much more. This is a volatile asset, though, up 4.5% today. One of the best longs in the market this past week. If you don't have a position, I don't think it's crazy to get, something like I said, around 29 puts, but it's higher velocity and higher volatility. So, hold on to your butts. And then USO up 4%, and the fifth best long in the market over the past week. I can tell it's hitting its head here. As I said before, full disclosure, I was going to buy a put spread on this 2 weeks ago. I'm glad I didn't. Looks a little overbought to me, but this is strong. There's actually, if you looked at our recap video of the quarter to date, year to date, tomato, it's one of the best performers of the year. I think it's up 18% or something like that year to date. So USO strong. I kind of believe in the mean reversion trade to 76. You can collect 3.5 points. It's kind of a big move, but commodities are just having a lot of momentum right now. So I would stay on the sidelines and not really trade this right now. All right. So a lot of yellow lights and no signals, right? All right, let's go to the other side. Top 5 losers of the week. This has been a lot harder to find if you were listening. Those gains were Bitcoin 9% in the week, obviously higher velocity, higher volatility asset. But the XME 5%, uranium 4%, oil 4%, averaging almost 1% a day. Look at the short side, very difficult to find. The top loser for the past week, EWJ Japan down 2.3%. So really difficult. I've been waiting for an entry for this. Let's check it out and see if I act. So it actually came down. This thing was extended. It peaked on March 22nd at 72.06. We'll call it 72 even. And today we closed right on just a touch under, a couple pennies under our 21 exponential moving average. That's typically where I enter. This looks like, though, it's been so bought up. I want to give this time to breathe. Ironically, I don't think you're going to get an entry much lower than this, but I think just cool the jets. I do want to enter this trade. Superstar, it was oversold for just a minute in time here, October 4th, and then this is when people really loved it with the Nikkei 30, 40-year highs from Feb 22nd to March 8th. People were buying this, and then when they were done, they were buying some more. And then really they gave back a lot in 4 days to new highs, and now we're back in that ebb and flow. I would give this a little bit of time. An amazing entry, and you shouldn't think about purchasing, I would say, is like 67.50. That would be the right below this lower band right here. That would be a pretty good entry. I think I would have to act and participate. But this is the biggest loser in the past week in the market. Very hard to find losers. TLT, the second biggest loser for the past 5 days, it's down 1.6%. So, I mean, this isn't exactly bleeding out. So this is from the short side. Yeah, I don't want to do that. It's not probably going to break. You can see how it respects the relationship here of the lower Bollinger Band, and that is marked here at 91.87. So for 60 cents, I mean, it moved $2 today, so a little bit late to the party. I'm not going to engage with that here. IGV has been an interesting one. Tech software actually is the third biggest loser in the market over the past week. Let me see this here. Yeah, I mean, this is a superstar. Give this a little bit of time. It's been losing to SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF, since March 15th, with more sizable losses versus the index. So don't love to see that, but this has a great chart. I mean, look at it. Overbought many times. Overbought here in June. Overbought here in July for quite a period here from basically the holiday season, mid-November to December 19th, and then overbought again from January 22nd, mostly through February 9th. It put in a high there on February 9th. Yeah, I like this one. I don't think you're actually going to get an amazing, similar to the EWJ, I don't think you're going to get an amazing entry point beyond 85.5. So 85 is where it trades today. I don't think you're going to get a much, much better point with that of entry. But let me just say, IGV, what is the constituency of this that makes it stand out? Usually these ETFs are very top heavy. So this is 8% Microsoft, 8% Salesforce, 8% Oracle. So there you go. A quarter of it is Microsoft, Salesforce, Oracle, and then you got Adobe, Intuit, and ServiceNow. So you don't have NVIDIA, you don't have Meta. It's, as we said, software. Not a bad place. The third biggest loser this week. And then we're coming a little bit to the end here. Two more. EWH is the fourth biggest loser this past week. It is down 1.3. This is on my list for shorting, for getting on a put spread. Not here, though. It is in the dirt. I actually expect a little bit of a move up. Could be slow over the next 1 to 2 or 3 weeks to 16.10. That's, 30-ish cents, or about 2-3% maybe. This has been beaten down, though, as you could tell, top left of your chart all the way to the bottom right, almost like a walk of death. It bottomed here, January 22nd. Yeah, I expect a little bit of mean reversion. You maybe get like 40 cents, and then I would hope to buy some puts and see if this gets to new 52-week lows, if you get that momentum. So that's later to come, though. I'm not entering that trade by any means right now. And then the last one, EWZ, new one here. Maybe this is a signal for us because we're looking for shorts. They've been very hard to find in the market, as you can see here. EWZ, it was down a little bit too much today. I actually don't hate this trade. It would be nice if it got a little bit of a ramp up. This isn't bad, though. This looks weak. This chart looks pretty weak. It does look like it topped Christmas week. I would love if you get to the longer-term trend line of around 33.20. That is here. Oh, look at that. I just got right to it. So upper Bollinger Band, if you can get a jut up, it's going to be quite a move from here. I would love an entry there. I think more realistic is you get in around 32.55. And the target for me is 31.5. I'm not expecting the levy to break here. I think don't expect, much further. So with it trading 31.81 today, down a robust 2%, that's what makes me a little bit fearful. My target is, 35 cents away. So I don't want to get over my skis. If you get a little bit of a jump up, then I would execute. So you could set up alerts and things like that. But I'm not going to do it with, 30 cents of room. So best 3 absolute trades of the week: long IBIT or whatever Bitcoin ETF is of your choosing, long the gold miners, and then long XME. And then in a bit of a, where is the screen? A bit of a update. So those TSM, I told you we bought Taiwan Semiconductor calls the other day. This thing had a huge jump up, 4%. So the options doubled. today. So I sold half, took my money out. So I can't lose, principal on the trade. So it's all house money and upside from here. All baby gravy, baby. All gravy, baby, baby. So yeah, this is great. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. A loser on the other side with the IYR. We bought IYR the other day, and this obviously with a huge, as we showed earlier, massive decline in bonds, rates up, scares the poo-poo out of real estate. Just things get a little bit less attractive as the 10-year, or I'm sorry, as the 30-year, people are thinking it can get to 8% if the 10-year gets to 5%. So that would put some people in fear today. So my IYR calls not looking so great today, but we have end of month expiration. So that's about it for that. What else? Check out the new David Tell special. Since we're talking about fun and life, he is awesome. Funny tidbit, David Tell is also the first person that was going to find out the name of my unborn son at the time. We saw him at a show in New Brunswick, and he was the coolest, and he integrated us into the set. And I was like, yeah, this time is right. So he was the first person to learn about my son's name, which is kind of funny. And yeah, be good to one another, and let's make some money. Bye-bye.